Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Um, all sides need a doubter. Uh, Hi, I'm Magic. It's been a while. Um, I'm currently playing a goat man called Seeker, and I am here with my lovely co-host.
Hello, my name is Avi, and today I'll be playing your local real kind detective boy, Shiro Azumi.
Sorry. Today, um, it is. It is a nice, bright, sunny day. Absolutely spectacular weather for being so close to winter, or practically winter. Um,
Depends on where you live.
Depends on where you live. Um, uh, and currently on this very lovely day, were we setting this in Villestown or Toontown?
I was imagining it in Toon Town.
I was also imagining it in Toontown. In right on the transportation circle in and out of Toontown, there are long lines today because the teleportation circle has been delayed.
Ah.
No one knows what's caused it. No one, the staff just say there has been a problem and they are working their best to fix it, but they do not have a current estimate on how long it takes. Azumi, how are you feeling about this situation?
He's feeling great. Oh, he is being so normal about this. He's not disappointed at all. He definitely wasn't trying to get to the office on time. Nope. Uh, he it's going to be one of those days. He
It's
knows it
going
is.
it's going to be one of those days. Um, and like many people, I'm assuming Izumi is sitting down on a bench somewhere, um, trying to relax as best they can while problems happen in the background. Um, because that has been my experience when at airports and they've been delayed.
Oh yeah. He's probably like sitting somewhere and he's pulled out a plot device to just let Waria know that he's running late. No ETA
Is
yet.
it like a phone?
Yeah, plot device is a phone.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. Okay.
You only have it when it's plot relevant.
When it's plot relevant. This is fair. Um, and during this busy crowd, a lot of the seats are taken. And there's an empty seat next to you that is eventually, predictably, filled. Um, and you hear a voice sort of projected in your direction. Uh, sorry. You hear a voice that's projected in your direction, being like, "Well, at least if there are any delays today, it's nice out, isn't it?"
He kind of glances up from his screen at whoever is talking to him.
Uh, who is talking to you is a real kind satyr in UPA clothes with little tiny like pink shaded flowers in his hair and like a flower crown around one of his horns. Um, he's sort of sitting on the bench, slightly kicking his hooves.
God, secret beloved, I've missed you so fucking much. I think Azumi just goes, I suppose it is a nice day.
Right? These things only break down when it's most convenient for someone else's story, don't they? I mean, I know I know it's not going to get fixed for probably a few hours or maybe like 20 minutes, depending on how fast they want to wrap this shit up, you know? Like, what do you think? Sorry. Like, what do you think is going to happen to resolve all of this? Is it just going to is it like a back office problem and like I don't know. There's two warring factions that are sworn enemies that have to come to a head and help each other for just this episode because like you know the teleportation circle is down, fully down. Do you think someone's running late? Why are they running late? Do they have to go like pick up flowers for their girlfriend? Are they sick? Um,
Hang on, I have to roll this boy's disgusting deception. Fucking horrendous.
what did you get?
Oh, we forgot to put the title card in the roll zone.
Oh shit! The title card. I should also put it in D&D fan art. Let me go do that real fast. I don't think it has anything I need to spoiler, so think. Oh geez, there is maybe if I roll a nat 20, you'll count it. Can I try?
Yeah, go right
It'd be
ahead.
really funny. I can also roll like shit. Yeah, I rolled an 8.
No.
Seeker is oblivious to whatever Azumi is feeling.
See, the thing is, like, Azumi very much does not he does not believe in the plot. He hates the idea of it, and he hates the fact that it's referenced so often in Inkwell for a variety of reasons, mostly personal. But if Seeker had just like brought it up offhandedly, he would have been like, okay, and that was it. But like, Seeker keeps going.
Seeker is in fact chattering happily while also swinging his little goat legs and making little clopping sounds on the floor periodically.
It's it's so funny to me because like the immediate reaction was, oh, I hate this actually. And he does not want to entertain this this line of thought like any further than just this guy who randomly decided to start chattering at him rambling at him about the plot. I think it's very important to note that he is not responding to any mention of the plot here.
Seeker is not looking for a response. He's looking for someone to chatter at. Because he is bored. Let's see. Let's come up with some more improv in my head because I'm good at that.
The exact emotion Zumi handed me is the despair emote.
I mean, when have you seen one of these things break down for literally any other reason? Like they don't break down. They're teleportation circles. They're made of magic. They use magic ink. They use magic chalk. Like unless it's pure sabotage, and I think we would have been alerted if they're sabotage because there would have been police crawling this place. Oh, what did my accent do for that? Jeez. But like, do they not have like anyone else on call right now? Like what sort of plot contrivance is needed for all of these people? Is it like one of those scenes where like there's two people who have obviously broken up, right? Two people who have obviously broken up, but they still desperately love each other. And any moment there's going, because there's a plane delay, or not a plane delay, but the teleportation circle delay, any moment there's going to be some dashing young person who runs in here with a bouquet of flowers and professes their love, and then suddenly everything will be fixed, and then the other one has to decide, no, I don't want to leave anymore. I I'm going with you, and then they make out and everyone claps. Like, why does everyone clap? Is it like something they're legally obligated to do? I haven't found any laws about that.
As Seeker keeps
I
going, I'm
feel
gonna
just so compelled about it. Is it just like an innate? Sorry, go ahead.
as Seeker keeps going, I think I'm gonna have Azumi roll a history check just to make sure he can figure out who this guy is. Yep, he can. uh,
I mean, have you like? I wish they'd get it done sooner rather than it taking like half an hour. I mean, it's already been like 15 minutes. I feel like that's a bit
do I
late, you
know
know?
you?
Huh?
You're rather familiar. Do I know you?
I don't know. Do you know me?
He kind of like narrows his eyes at Seeker.
I'm also going to roll a history. That's a 16 plus 11. And hold on, it's been a while. Give me a second.
I understand.
That is not it at all. Hello, 27.
Yeah. Azumi goes, you were with Satomi-kun. Not so, he doesn't say Satomi-kun. You were with Satomi-san a few years back. You're one of his friends.
You were the guy getting tried for murder. I remember you.
It wasn't a trial, I was just being brought in. And I would prefer if you didn't just say that out loud.
Oh, sorry. Jennifer's like, whoops. Anyway, hi. You can call me Seek. It's very nice to meet you again. Um, it's very neat. We both happen to be at the same place at the same time, isn't it?
Flattering, I'm sure.
He smiled at you, completely oblivious of your tone. I pat your back. Take a sip.
Yeah, he's just like... You don't, extend a hand, do you?
Absolutely not. Seeker doesn't do that.
I think at this point he does pocket the plot device. It is back in the Nether where, it will only reappear if it's plot relevant again. But he goes... Detective Shiro Azumi.
It's very nice to meet you, Detective.
I don't suppose you're a fan of the plot.
Oh, I'm a big fan. Huge fan, in fact. Fan all of my life. He's just sitting there like, oh, I am! Sort of like, hands on chest. I mean, isn't it a wonderful thing?
No.
No.
I don't find it interesting, no.
Ooh, why not?
I think putting the exact how you say a person's actions, leaving that in the hands of some other entities, some unknowing force, removes a lot of liability to a person, especially when it comes to the cases of crimes, as which people claiming that murder is part of a plot seems very, how you say, much like a scapegoat. It feels like a way to avoid taking responsibility.
Wait, are the people using this excuse the people doing the murder or the people solving the murder?
Both.
Counter argument. Even if they even if the murderer does exist in a murder plot, they could always just choose not to murder. It's called knowing your tropes.
I'm so sorry, Seeker. He kind of gives you a tired look.
I mean, you do have a story, but you always get to set the tone, you know. I choose for mine to be a comedy.
Right.
Regardless, you could always try to change what like story you're in.
Hang on, my cat is beeping at me.
Ah, the expected interruption.
Luna. Oh, she wants slap time. That's why she's yelling at me. Okay, we're good. Can you repeat what was the last thing Seeker said?
Oh God, what is the last thing that I said? I think he was arguing the fact that you could always change what your story entails. I mean, even if it goes one way or another, you still have to stay true to your character, and the only way to differentiate your story is to change your character yourself, right?
People aren't characters and their lives aren't stories. That's the point. It feels very disempowering to look at it that way.
Seeker studies this man.
This man kind of he looks pretty neutral about this. Like, he's given it so much thought before, and like, yeah, no, he doesn't like the plot. He doesn't like the fact that the plot is referred to so often, so he's just kind of like, no, those are his views.
Fair enough, but how do you explain the unexplainable then? If there is no plot, how are so many coincidences here at the same time? Why do a lot of things only get solved when they're appropriate to?
It's not a matter of appropriateness. Things happen here because so many people live here, you know. Toon Town is one of the most populated cities in Gisnep, if not the most. And given the amount of tunes that prefer to bend the rules of reality, it is not surprising that it tends to be so chaotic to the point of causing quite ridiculous, quote, stories to happen. But they all have certain explanations.
Well, of course I have explanations. That's just called lore.
He kind of rolls his eyes.
I mean, everyone has to do actions for a reason, you know. Even if it doesn't make sense to them at the time, it is inherently a part of who they are.
That's kind of takes a deep breath, sighs, rubs a hand against his face, and he says, "Well, if you're not attuned, then why are you so invested in the plot?"
Have you heard of tape and green light before?
Say that again?
Have you heard of tape and green light before?
No.
Wow, that was a flat no. You know what? That makes sense. I was just about to be like, oh, you should both really. No, you're right. He wouldn't.
No, he is not religious. I am so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I can roll religion if you want me to.
No, no. I fucking just a flat response. My water smells like vinegar.
Concerning?
Anyway, I wanted it clean.
Okay.
I am not a smart person.
Beloved.
Anyway, sorry. Tape and green light are there are multiple types of these story type gods, you know them. And my specific ones are the gods of meta life and meta death.
Oh yeah.
A story does not.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just remembered Koro would be here. Koro is in a little service animal vest.
Seeker has wisely, for once, not acknowledged the dog. Puppy though. Instead, he is bothering the person the dog is attached to.
Good. Alright, middle life and meta death.
Meta life and meta death. Whenever a story starts, you are alive, and whenever a story ends, you are dead. That does not mean that you physically are dead or you're physically even alive at that moment. And everything is a story, especially the people around you.
Okay, there's like a brief moment where Zumi just kind of pauses and he kind of looks at you with this like very, very annoyed expression.
Perfect.
Before he just seems to just switch. And he goes, and he puts on a smile and like with a somewhat cheery voice, he says, "Well, I suppose we'll just have to agree to disagree."
Oh, I suppose we will. What was that interesting expression change? Is this your being nice to people face? I've seen similar.
Seeker, my fucking beloved. Oh my god.
Oh, you know what it could be? That's keeping the lines down right now.
What?
It could be us talking to each other.
I think Azumi's just gonna pull out his he's gonna pull out his plot device again. He's gonna look down and fucking send another text. And think it's just something along the lines of if I have to hear another word about the plot again, I am going to kill someone.
Seeker read over his shoulder.
Try.
I'll roll perception.
Doesn't he have like really bad perception?
Yes. Yes, he does. I mean, technically it's better because I have a +4 proficiency bonus now.
Oh hell
But
yeah.
still, oh my god. I got a high number. Oh right, it's just a flat number. Because I have no modifier. 18. Bards.
I'm
I
sorry,
got an
Luna.
18 here. No, it's okay.
Yeah,
Can Seeker see it?
he is texting a private group chat, and you do see that Arata is in it. And
Arata, you need to drag Seeker away. He's not gonna get the memo.
and like like the conversation is something along the lines of like, yeah, I'm not in Villestown yet, I'm gonna be late. and then there's the comment about the plot, and then Rada just kind of like sends back essentially something with the energy of pointing and laughing at Azumi.
Oh well, I sure that doesn't happen to me.
He just kind of pinches the bridge of his nose.
I feel as though I need to be tactful with my word choice.
What gave you that impression?
Oh, I don't know. You have wait a minute, I shouldn't say stuff like that. You said you didn't like plot anything. You Oh, I put that in the FPS gallery. Oops.
It's okay. Also, by the way, Luna keeps getting upset that I'm not petting her.
Oh
Like, she doesn't do anything. She just looks at me disappointedly, and when I start petting her, she starts purring.
no. Oh, baby.
Azumi just goes, "You're a friend of Satomi-kun's."
I am. I haven't seen him in a while, but I am.
He kind of raises a brow and he says, "You travel often, then?"
Oh, yeah. During a trip abroad, I kind of got on a train and wandered off too far. Oops.
You wouldn't be the first one. As far as
I
I
probably won't be the last.
Very likely. The professor did it as well, and so did Camille and Leo. No, don't swat at me. Luna. Okay.
She wants attention. She's little.
She's little and she's baby.
She's little and she's a baby. I need to stop getting distracted by small objects on my desk.
I keep getting distracted by Cat.
You get distracted by a cat. I get distracted by 4 separate hairpins that are somehow here.
I think he just goes, huh? 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 Did I hear something?
Huh?
Oh, that was coming from outside. Okay, we're good. Fine, we're good. Um, I think he just goes, but I can see why you're friends with Satomi. You both have the habit of talking someone's ear off. Ooh, I can talk. Wow.
You can talk, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, of course I talk people's ears off. Talking is like most of my job.
Brows raised at that.
Storyteller by trade.
Oh, several things make much more sense now.
I think Seeker does actually laugh at him. Azumi's amusing. I don't know how else to tell you that.
I'm so glad. He's just like, kind of gives you. He he is a bit annoyed that you laugh at him, but also he's just. No wonder you have such a fascination with stories if you are a follower of these deities and. Sorry, excuse me. A follower of these deities and also a storyteller.
Why, of course. Why? How couldn't you look around you and see everything as a wonderful tale? Well, no offense. Oh, just like calmly, does like a little sad nod at Azumi.
Roll of the eyes again. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Did I stop petting you for too long?
uh, I mean, I suppose for me it gives life a little zest to it, you know?
To each their own.
Like, imagine how boring it would be if you didn't hear that, like, I don't know, your neighbor's like distant uncle actually ended up being their father, and there was a whole tryst love affair. Um,
That's called
and you
gossip.
gossip is plebeian terms. I call it intrigue.
Wait, I can't believe Seeker actually said that. Oh my god.
How else are you supposed to get a complete story? I mean, you could ask the person, I suppose, but like, where's the fun in that? Well, the fun in that is knowing, but also the embellishments that people come up with about others.
Do you do this with everyone you meet?
Well, most people I meet, I usually grill them about their lives. However,
However,
I was just bored today.
Zumi kind of sighs and kind of glances back towards the teleportation circle.
The teleportation circle, the like the little booths are still closed, and you can see multiple people on frantic calls probably to other locations to try to find staff.
Mm.
You know, I'm sure. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just remembered that I made like recent addition to the Toon Town to Toon Town teleportation station. There's a warp pipe that leads to Fruit Country. So like that's probably like the only one that's active right now.
The warp pipe is still open.
Yeah, there's like a little mushroom headed talkie there, like trying to be like, yeah, everybody on board to Mushroom Town. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. That's not everyone. I'm sorry, guys.
Just imagining like the little line and just people like turning in their tickets and then one by one going in.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But like, seeing as the teleportation circled to Villestown, uh, in the meantime, still isn't up yet. Um, he's just. Alright then.
All right then. Oh, is that all right then to needling you with questions?
I suppose.
Seeker looks ecstatic.
On the condition I do the same.
Sure, why not? Just shrugs. Um, so where are you going?
Villestown.
Coincidence, I'm also going to Are we in the same group? Seeker pats down his pockets, and pulls out a ticket. I'm imagining how it works is because for teleportation circle you can do like 10 people at a time.
Oh yeah.
They put you in like groups of 10 based off of like how many people you're bringing with you and like uh like where you fit in the schedule and like all of those things.
Yeah.
Um, would it be funnier if they were or weren't in the same section?
I think it would be funnier if they were.
Oh my god, we're in the same group!
Ah, fantastic.
He smiles. I knew sitting next to you would be a great idea. You could say it was all a part of the plot. Regardless, it is quite a coincidence what you're going there for.
I work there.
Oh.
I'm with the detective agency there. I work with Detective Moria. Oh my god, Luna. Why are you like this? You're usually not this affectionate in during recordings, baby girl.
It's because I'm here, obviously.
Obviously. I work with the Detective Moria on a variety of cases, though normally I do tend to pick up the murder cases that occur in Villestown itself properly. I also happen to be a expert on Phantom Thieves.
Ooh, oh, like that Phantom Thief case that was in fuck, what did it call it? It was like Yedo?
Yes, Yedo.
The Phantom case Yedo that was in the Phantom case that was in Yedo when we were there. Quite interesting, isn't it? Quite a coincidence it happened the exact same time we were there too. I'm pretty sure Seeker still has no idea about the Phantom Thief thing.
I'm pretty sure too. I'm pretty sure he does not know that Trickster is Arata.
No, he just thinks it's very, very coincidental that the exact moment that they landed to do all of this stuff, this all happened, and he got a good show out of it. It was like it was waiting for them.
God. And assuming it's just I actually happen to be the detective pursuing the speared rogues.
Whoa. Oh, that's interesting.
Yes?
What are they like? Do you know?
Well, I can certainly tell you that Trickster is extravagant show off.
Extravagant show off. Seeker's pulled out a notepad and he was writing notes on it.
Very full of himself and
All of himself.
definitely. Sorry. And definitely makes ridiculous, stupid decisions on the fly. I've seen him jump through a stained glass window in order to escape police custody.
I thought it would have been painful. Jumping through stained glass isn't fun.
If you've done it yourself.
Stained glass, but it was close enough to stained glass. It was more. I guess you could have called it like a mural, maybe. I don't know. It was very fancy. Deserved to be broken though. Hated that place. Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Understandable, I suppose. But well, what else has he done? He's also faked his own death to escape.
Faked his own death. That one's a classic.
To escape police custody as well.
Maybe police custody. He writes it down like a fucking reporter.
Azumi's used to this, don't worry. One thing I can say is that he does have a very strong sense of morality, I suppose.
Strong sense of morality.
But I don't know, I suppose taking justice into your own hands like that rather than leaving it in the hands of the legal system. Oh, who am I kidding? I can't say that anymore.
Can't say what anymore?
Yeah, the corruption of the legal system is quite apparent to anybody who dares to study it for longer than 10 minutes.
Oh, yes. Right, I forgot about that. Speaker was so motivated by hearing this cool story, he forgot about police brutality.
Not just police brutality, but false convictions. Anyway.
False convictions of crimes.
But it's not as though I can't disagree with Trickster. I just don't believe that it takes that much to really bring someone to justice. Whatever abilities he uses, it's I need to roll a deception check because he is lining out of his fucking ass.
Well, there's a good chance I'm not gonna know what the fuck he's talking about.
My disgusting little boy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I rolled an insight, but I only got a 19.
Damn. Sorry.
I'm getting closer.
Like, to clarify for the listening audience, Azumi 100% knows who Trickster is.
Seeker still has no idea who any of these fucking fools are.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are definitely a fool. But,
That was accidental. Oops.
I think as he goes, but it's not as though I can't understand where Trickster is coming from. Especially in a country like Hiro, with a 99% conviction rate, making sure that the right person comes to justice can be quite difficult. As my cat makes rustling noises in the background, baby, Nina. Thank you. So I certainly can see his motivations.
true. Those who abuse their power always tend to get their comeuppance one way or another.
Quite.
There's enough stories about that.
And what about you?
What about me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to go visit some friends. I haven't seen them in a while, so I thought I'd stop by and say hi.
Friends in Villestown.
Yes. Um, yes.
Certainly very interesting place to live, I'll give you that.
Right? I love their clothes. Like, look at this. Holds up the UPA clothes that he's wearing.
Not to mention that, the crime rate is through the roof.
Oh. I don't think I've really processed the crime rate. I have to tell them to be careful. They're quite an older couple.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
It never hurts to be cautious, though. It's not paranoia if they're really out to get you.
Sorry. Azumi really did hand me such a smug thing to say. Well, yeah, no, they do have a great group of detectives working there.
Does he say that?
Yes.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't doubt Arata's friends. Arata has good choice of people most of the time. I'll believe him.
That's what you believe. You're also friends with the professor, aren't you?
I am.
I'm curious. What do you think of him? Hi, Luna. I don't know if that came through on the recording.
It did.
Did you hear her scream?
I did. Sorry.
Hi, baby. You're the one who decided to jump out of my lap. I didn't do anything. You did that yourself.
Obviously, you must be tried for the crimes you didn't commit. False conviction. Hmm. I do like the professor. He's very interesting. A bit paranoid at times, but a genuinely caring man, and someone who can be convinced of the plot.
A stubborn old fool is what he is. But I agree.
I mean, when you're that old, I don't think you could be anything but stubborn. See, you're thinking of his mother.
Lol, Lamau.
Haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Oh, if you're in
He's doing
Villestown,
alright.
if you're in Villestown, you should probably wish him a happy birthday.
Oh shit, it's his birthday?
Allegedly.
I don't have anything. I haven't bought any gifts. Maybe this is the reason the portal's delayed.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. And it's just, well, he didn't tell anyone except for one person, and then that person had to tell everyone else, so.
That sounds exactly like the professor.
Oh, believe me, it is.
That sounds far too much like the. That's so in character for him. I bet he mentioned it offhand too and didn't make a big deal out of it. Because he didn't want to make everyone else make a big deal about it because he's so old that it doesn't matter. But of course, we're gonna make a big deal about it because we like him.
And the people who are trying to celebrate it apparently can't find a cake big enough to fit all the candles.
Well, obviously, does it matter the amount of candles or just the amount of wicks?
You know, I've never thought of it that way.
You could always create a very giant candle with a bunch of wicks and then make a cake around it. Of course, like the candle would be in like a glass container. Um,
Oh my god, magic! I have to break character really quick to tell you that the final decision was to get like one of those big ass cakes, you know, the size that you can jump out of, but actually have it be like actual cake. And they were like,
yeah.
well, like it's a cake specifically designed for someone to jump out of. Do we want someone to jump out of it? And the only person up for it was Arata.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love that so much. Uh, Seeker sort of like pats down his pockets. Some money to buy a gift. I'll get him a gift later. I don't think he'll mind if it's late.
No, I don't think he would mind at all. I'm pretty sure you could just say a happy birthday and he would appreciate it anyway.
Or he'd get that like that thank you. But also he's kind of annoyed about it.
I don't think that's the professor.
No, you're right. I'm thinking about someone else. I know far too many people. Um,
You and me both.
oh, are there any interesting cases you're working on currently?
Currently, well, I am on the ongoing investigation into the aberrations, individuals who are under such supreme emotional distress that they tend to transform into monsters. But we haven't had another case in quite some time. Bit concerning. That said, I am also on a case involving a fiend. And,
Seeker is scribbling this down.
that one did just get wrapped up. Let me see. You see him thinking. He says, other than that, and other than the spirit rogues, most of my time has been taken up by the usual murder cases that occurs in Villestown.
Oh, right. Usual murder cases.
Yes.
I'm going to roll a wisdom to see if Seeker doesn't say this because it's a weird thing to say. Um,
Please, please, please,
I
please.
rolled a 3. Any interesting murders recently?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. That's a normal thing to say.
Oh, is it not a normal thing to say?
He kind of looks at you silently.
He thinks about his actions. I suppose it would be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Maybe I've been too desensitized. Anyway, interesting murders.
Well, I wasn't part of the investigation for this one, but allegedly, some son of a rich merchant died from a poison that was grown within his own garden.
Oh?
I haven't kept up much with it, but allegedly there was a party and auction to auction off some of the plants in said garden, most of which were poisonous. Um, but other than that, well,
Do you think it was someone trying to, or it was the no, son of a rich person, whatever, trying to build up a poison immunity and failing? That does happen sometimes if you don't have a proper physician on hand.
I don't believe so. As far as I understand, the victim was kind of a brazen idiot. Though, he did have enough knowledge to at least know that the poisons were valuable.
And why he had them in the first place?
Allegedly,
To
it was in the
collect them
family
and
for
invest them?
generations.
Oh, generational wealth of flowers.
Poisonous, too. Apparently, it's the pride
Poisonous
and
flowers.
joy of that, of their estate.
You'd think they'd keep a tighter lid on it.
Well,
Ooh, what if it's like, if it's one of those like betrayal succession stories? Maybe a Romeo and Juliet plot that went wrong. Scribble, scribble, scribble.
this is actually like a game that hasn't like wrapped up yet because they're in scheduling hell.
Ah, scheduling hell.
But it is very, very. I do recommend giving the first part a listen. It's really good.
What's the game called?
It's
I
called
might listen to it if I have time.
it's called In Petals and Poison.
In petals and poison. I'm not actually writing anything down yet, so I'm gonna say it again.
Okay.
In petals and poison. Yes, I'm great at spelling. All right. Yeah, if I have time, I might listen to it because it does sound interesting. Wonderful. Maybe I'll find it on the news and I can go read it.
Maybe.
Do you have any favorite books?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Legitimately this time, of course. I think he actually God, he probably would be the kind of nerd to just keep book recommendations in a notepad because people keep asking him about the kind of books he reads. So he reaches into his coat pocket, pulls out a notepad, and flips through it a couple of old pages before he finds the list. And he does kind of like tip it so that you can read Seeker.
Seeker fully like leans to look at it.
Quite a handful of them are mystery novels, but a few are horror and thrillers.
Ooh.
Actually, while you're looking this over, I just remembered something. Can you have Seeker roll a history check?
Seeker's pretty good at this. So, I'll do. Okay, so that's 17 plus. Where's my history? It's right there. 17 plus 11, 28.
Hey, do you remember during the Edo trip when Seeker got to Fuki and met the P4 protagonist?
I do remember that.
And
I don't remember exactly what they're talked about, but I do remember that.
And the guy is actually a novelist.
Oh, hey, I met that man.
Nakamura-san.
Yeah, well, I was in Yedo. It was one of the places I stopped by on my train adventure.
That sounds about right. As far as I understand, he's quite the well-known mystery novelist. Apparently he has another one in the works. But I only know of him because my predecessor was friends with him.
Your predecessor?
The last Detective Prince of Yedo before me. Uh,
Ooh.
Shiro Hata-san. Um, he solved a series of murders in his hometown with Nakamura-san, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what led to Nakamura-san becoming a mystery novelist in the first place.
Ooh. Life imitates art, art imitates life. He's gonna scribble this down. This is cool information. Fun facts. Um,
Of course, I can't say that I haven't met the man, but, well, Shiro Hata-san has been a direct source of information for Nakamura-san's books.
hmm. What do you think his most recent book's about?
Mm. I am barely remembering the one that he was working on in,
I mean, you could just have it so Azumi doesn't remember.
no, it's funny because if I remember, oh my god, it was. Hang on, this was the FPS where I completely forgot about not pedals to the metal. Murder on the Rockport Limited from Taz, and then
Oh
built,
my god.
and then came up with a story on the spot that was just Murder on the Rockport Limited.
Murder on the Rockport Limited. I should make sure my Adventure Zone books don't get confiscated by my mother somehow when I leave, because I can't bring them with me. Um,
No.
well, I could bring them with me, but then we'd have two copies of the same books. We don't have the book space for that.
Oh no. Oh man. But I think Azumi does elaborate on this like train murder plot.
Ooh, I should go on more trains. This sounds fun.
Oh yeah, it
I mean,
is full of them.
it won't be fun for the person getting murdered, but it's the principle of the matter.
I suppose.
Scribble, scribble, scribble. But I don't quite like sitting on trains. They make me feel sick. I prefer the circles much better.
Oh yes, there's less jostling when it comes to teleportation circles. He's gonna look over to see if there's any improvement at all.
Um, it seems to have calmed down slightly. Do we want this FPS to end soon?
I'm
Um,
good with ending soon.
okay. Because it has been an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You do see the line slowly starting to reopen again. It seems they have solved their staffing crisis.
Oh my god. Oh, hang on. Give me 1 second.
Hello, audience. It is me. It's been a while. Let's see. I've been listening to Virtuoso's Flourish recently, and it's been really fun. I suggest you go listen to it if you haven't. It's good.
Or read the transcript.
Or read the transcript. The transcript is super helpful. Props to JJ. They do a fantastic job. And I am still in shock and awe that they even have the spoons for it. I tried to transcribe something once, and I gave up after like 5 minutes because I could not.
Holds you. Also, sorry about that.
It's okay. It happens. Yeah, the lines are slowly starting to move, and you can hear the. I'm assuming it's like a speakerphone
Something,
because
something like
if
that, or it's thaumaturgy.
it's probably thaumaturgy. Who wants to pay for speakerphones in this society? Um, uh, Lions are slowly starting to move again. And the Villestown portal is opening up as well.
Suppose that's our cue.
Oh, man, I didn't even see what caused the opening to happen again. I was hoping it'd be granted.
Looked like it was a staffing crisis.
Oh, so it was behind the scenes, and I'm probably never gonna know. Drat. So just like does actually do like the snapping fingers motion.
Oh, woe is you, not getting to know the full story.
Oh, woe is me not getting to know the full story. I thrive off of stories.
I think Azumi's gonna stand up and make sure that Koro is also like attentive. Koro's being such a good boy, by the way. There's a person right there, and he's not getting pets. He's being so, so, so brave about it.
Uh, Seeker stands up with you. You are now going as a group. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's right. They're on the same boarding group.
You're on the same boarding group. Oh. Well, at least this didn't take any longer. Otherwise, we'd be going into. Seeker like looks down at his wrist and goes, "Oh right, I don't own a watch." Otherwise this would be going later into the evening.
Oh, thank God it didn't go later. Thank the masks it didn't go later into the evening. Ugh.
The masks? What are the masks?
The many masks of the self. Oh, it's a Yedo tradition.
Like
I'm
with
sorry.
Animus?
Not quite Animus, no.
Oh.
Animus
Ooh.
seems to be representative of the whole self, but the masks that Yedo culture refers to as masks of the self, which are just aspects of the self. It's a long and windy explanation. Satomi-san can do it better than I can.
Oh, I'll definitely go pester him about that then. Writes down a note. Regardless, you said you worked at a detective office?
Yes, Detective Morias.
Maybe I'll stop by and say hi someday.
Perhaps you should. If nothing else.
You say that like you don't want me to.
If nothing else, Detective Moria is quite the amicable individual.
Sorry, my brain's just like, yay, happy interaction.
Sorry, the funny thing is that, like, Moria is, like, Azumi's adoptive mom, but he doesn't know it yet.
Well, I'm quite sure she is. She's the head detective, right?
Yes.
If I do have the chance of meeting her, I'll mention you by name. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up in the same plot threads together.
He kind of lets out a long sigh. His suffering is never ending.
His suffering is never ending.
Being Azumi is suffering.
It's a repentance for his crime.
Is that a good place to end up?
That is a good place to end it, I think.
Yes, good. Thank you so much for playing with me, Magic.
Thank you so much for playing with me. I know this was very last minute on my end.
No, it's fine. I had a lot of fun.
I also had a lot of fun. I have some energy. Oops. Anyway. Goodbye, everyone listening. Wait, shit. Do we need to talk more? We should talk more.
Thank you to our listening audience in the future. Nobody really came in to like say, to listen in the present. So anybody who listens to a recording, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful time. I am glad that Seeker did not get murdered. And
See,
we
we
had a
came
lovely
close.
conversation. Me getting close.